What's up, guys? We are here today to talk about the 2024 Bob Weikert Memorial format that you're going to be seeing this coming weekend with Kubota Highland Racing at the Port Royal Speedway in Pennsylvania. This will be the 21st, by my count, the 21st annual Bob Weikert Memorial. Ever since 2003, there has been one of these races, and now it is 2024. And so today I wanted to look at the format here and explain it to you guys. It has changed from what I understand from 2023 to 2024. And the reason I'm even making this video was I was looking at the format myself to make sure that I understood it. Obviously, it's probably important for me to know the format. I have never really sat down and watched this race before in the past because usually, the last couple of years I have been on the Outlaw Tour and we're usually racing during this weekend. But now I get to call the race. Very excited. It's going to be the highest paying Bob Weikert Memorial in history for $75,000 to win and $2,000 to start. It's going to be a great racing weekend. It'll be on Saturday and Sunday coming up this weekend. So let's get into the format. So we'll start things off with qualifying. There will be 3 cars on the racetrack at the same time, going for 2 laps, and you will get points from qualifying wherever you are at. So if you are quick time, 150 points for you there, and it goes down 3 points per position thereafter. So 147 for second, 144 for third, 141 for fourth, and 138 for fifth, and it keeps on going down until the end of the line. What I do like about this format, though, is you have to be on it every time you hit the racetrack. You got to lay down a good qualifying lap. You have to go forward in your heat race, and then obviously after that, it kind of is up for the draw where you start out in the feature. But that's what I like about this format so much is you cannot be a slouch on the track at any time if you want a shot to win this thing. Usually with Kubota Highland Racing or the World of Outlaws, as long as you start inside that top 5 in the heat race, you're going to make the show. If you finish in that top 5, you don't really have to move forward. Obviously you can try and put yourself in the dash, but just making the show is sometimes what is most important. So with this, you're going to want to be passing cars every time you're on the racetrack. So breaking it down as far as the car count goes, 47 or less cars would mean there is just one group of qualifying total. And if there's 48 to 59 cars, that is also one group of qualifying. Where that changes is if we get to 60 cars, we will then split into 2 flights of qualifying. In my opinion, I think we're going to be in this range right here from 48 to 59. Looking at the past car counts, 2023, there was 40 cars. 2022, 44. 2021, there was 43. 2020, there was 45. And in 2019, somebody might have to correct me on this. Looking at the internet, I found 27 on the final night of the Bob Weikert Memorial in 2019. The first night they had 30 and then it dropped to 27. So if anybody knows if that's wrong or right, please let us know down in the comment section below. But in my opinion, looking at the cars that are probably going to be there, plus you add our 16 guys in, it looks like somewhere between 48 and 59 will be what we are running. But you never know what could happen here. We could get some guys that show up that we weren't expecting and get over 60. Also, this race in the past has been an all-star Circuit of Champions race, and they didn't have 16 guys following their series around. And so that's why I kind of think that we're going to bump over this 47 mark here. So we'll see what happens, though. Getting into the heat races, it's going to utilize the ASCS passing point format. So usually, where this is most, I would say, well-known is the Chili Bowl, right? It's the same passing point table that they use at the Chili Bowl and with the ASCS National Touring Series. So basically what it does is if you go from the back to the front, you're going to get more points. If you go from the front to the back, you're going to lose points. And so if you want to look up more on that, just type in ASCS passing points table on Google and you'll find it on there. So with 47 cars or less, we're going to have 4 heat races. From 24 to 39 cars, there will be a 6-car invert in the heat races and they will be 8 laps in distance. If there's 40 to 47 cars, it'll be an 8-car invert instead, and it'll go 10 laps of distance. But now with the car count that I'm expecting at 48 to 59, there will be a 6-car invert, there will be 6 heat races, and there will be 8 laps in distance. And if it gets somehow over 60 cars, it'll be also 6 heat races, but it'll be an 8-car invert, and it'll be 10 laps of distance instead. So these 2 down here are the ones that we're going to probably seeing more than these 2 up here, but I put them on the board just in case something crazy happens, right? When it comes to the B main and the C main, the people that are not inside the top 20 in points after qualifying in the heat races, so 21st on back, will go to either a B or a C main, and those races will be lined up straight up off of the points after qualifying and the heat races. As far as a dash go, there is no dash for the Bob Weikert Memorial. The top 10 drivers in points after qualifying in the heats, They will all spin the wheel, the redraw wheel that we have with Kubota High Limit Racing, the roulette wheel. All 10 guys will spin that to find out where they start in that feature that night, which is a little bit crazy, right? I mean, dashes are just such a common thing in dirt racing, but I think it's going to be kind of interesting to shake things up and see, what happens when you put 10 guys on that roulette wheel and just find out where they're going to start for what will be a 29-lap feature on night 1 and a 40-lap feature on night number 2. So when it comes to the A main, the top 10 obviously will be lined up based on where they spin on the wheel. The first night will be 29 laps in memory of the Weikerts, right? So that's one of the changes. I believe last year was 30 laps. It might have been 29. Somebody correct me on that. But I think last year was not a 40-lap feature. So a big 40-lap main event for $75,000 to win on the second night. 11th through 20th in the starting lineup will be lined up based off of the point standings after the qualifying and the heat races. Any ties in the points will be broken by that driver's qualifying time compared to the other driver's time. And it is the same format for both nights. So you do not have to be there at Port Royal on Saturday to put yourself in contention for the $75,000 on Sunday. Somebody could theoretically show up on Sunday and have just as good of a chance to win this race as somebody that was there on Saturday. And the reason for doing this is Lincoln Speedway. They run on Saturday night against the first night of the Bob Weikert, so you could get some guys that are running for points at Lincoln showing up on Sunday to try and win this race for just one night of action over there. So I like that idea. I like that from the people at Port Royal Speedway, giving other guys a chance that have commitments for other types of racing. They can come over and still have a chance to win. As I mentioned, it is $75,000 to win and $2,000 to start. And the prelim night, or whatever you want to call it, the Saturday night portion will be $10,000 to win. So yeah, that's all we've got here. Hopefully I kind of explained that pretty well for you guys. And when it comes to formats, I'm not exactly the best, but I feel like I broke it down decently enough. They're going to have this format up on the Port Royal Speedway website. If you want to get a closer look at it and zoom in on it or whatever you want to do, right, then you can do that as well. But put it on the board. It's a big race. It's going to be the biggest race of the year so far. Hopefully you guys tune in on Flow Racing. If not, we hope to see you down there at the racetrack. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. If you like this video, we do this kind of stuff all the time. Hit the subscribe button down below, hit the like button, and comment down below. Are you going to be there at the Bob Weikert Memorial? And if you're not, or even if you are, let me know who you think takes home the $75,000 to win on Sunday night. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again here soon.